Have you ever considered the mental health benefits of overlanding? Hi, everybody. My name's Rob, and this is Stormcrow Overland, where we talk about going on adventures, road tripping, camping, and just generally getting out and enjoying life. And on this episode, we're going to talk about some of the benefits of mental health when it comes to overlanding. Real quick, before we go any further, we hit 50 subscribers. We're doing the giveaway. This video is going to be the giveaway video. At the end of this video, make sure you're subscribed, and then leave a comment of a number 1 through 100. Make sure you don't put a number that someone else has already put. And then before the next week video comes out, I will do random number generator or whatever, and draw a winner out of the people that leave a comment on this video that are subscribed to see who wins the Onyx Off-Road 1-year premium membership. If you're local, I'll probably just bring it to you. If you're not local, we'll figure out how to get it shipped to you. But good luck, and thanks for subscribing. Maybe some things you haven't thought of. In the last couple of years, I've between getting out of the military and having some losses in my life and just some other different things, I've come to really appreciate mental health and taking care of your mental health. And I've seen the differences it can make. It's made doing some mental health things has actually had a huge impact on my life, and I want to try to share some of this stuff with y'all, and hopefully it helps y'all too. It's when your mental health screwed up, nothing else is going to be right. It's one of those first things you've got to take care of. It's almost like, if you're going to go on a big trip with your rig, you're going to do preventative maintenance. You're going to make sure your tires are in good shape. You're going to sit there and you're going to change the oil. You're going to make sure your CV axle boots aren't torn, stuff like that. Mental health, in a lot of ways, is kind of like preventative maintenance. You've got to go and make sure that everything's in good shape before you start worrying about a bunch of other stuff. You can't have healthy relationships with others if you're not in a good place with yourself. So you've got to take care of yourself. And this is probably a little more touchy-feely than y'all expected this week. But promise we're going to start tying in some of the overland stuff. One of the biggest things is when you get to go out, whether it's a short little weekend trip, like a one-night, just barely out of town camp out, or if it's a week-long going, expedition. Either way, you get out and it gives you some time to think. You get away from just that normal day-to-day life where everything is so hectic and I've got this and I got to worry about this and what are we doing for dinner, and then what are we going to do with this, and did the laundry get done, and you've got so many things. I've got an email, a text message, just got another alert on my phone. There's so many things that constantly have your brain bouncing around, and you never have time to actually sit and focus and think things through. And at least for me, when I get out, like I said, even just one night, 30 minutes out of town, getting to go camping, just kind of getting away from the normal stuff gives me time to think a little bit, time to process more, and it just kind of gives my brain a chance to work through stuff and then kind of get back to normal. I'm not worried about all those little things, and then I'm in better shape when I get back home, and it lets me be a better husband. It lets me be a better father. It lets me be a better friend. It lets me be a better worker at work. I mean, any of that. Once you give your brain a chance to work through all that stuff and kind of clean it up, almost like defragging a hard drive or something. Everything just kind of gets simplified and back in where it's supposed to be and back to normal. And I hate using the word normal, but whatever. Another neat thing that I've really seen with myself when it comes to overlanding, and I've seen in others, is part of overlanding is going out and overcoming obstacles, whether those obstacles are physical obstacles like a big mud pit or a rock or a ledge, or it's something as simple as getting a flat tire. We go out, whether we want to admit it or not, we go out almost hoping something will go wrong. It's boring if everything just goes perfectly to plan. If we go, okay, we're going to go here, we're going to run this trail, we're going to camp here, we're going to eat this, ride this trail home. That's boring. I mean, if everything's just perfect, it's not exciting. There's no adventure to it. No one really wants something to go wrong, but you just kind of expect that that's part of getting out and doing things. And sometimes things are going to go wrong, and those things are just challenges that you can overcome. Whether it is, like I said, that big mud hill, mud puddle. Maybe you weren't sure you could make it through it, and you did. Getting a flat out on a trail in the middle of nowhere where you don't have self service and can't call for help. Been there, done that. Out of Madonna Pass. Yeah, obviously, for most of us, changing a tire is not a big deal, but there's still a confidence boost that comes from, man, I had this problem and I was able to fix it. I fixed it. I did that. Even little things, overcoming obstacles, just kind of gives you that confidence boost. And the other thing is, if you go out with a group, which I know we don't all, sometimes I'm big on going out by myself, but one of the benefits of going out with a group is you might get to a section, a real rocky section of a trail that you're like, I don't know if I can get through this, or a muddy section that you may not want to try because if you get stuck, you're alone. Or if it's a rocky section, you may not have somebody to spot you to be like, okay, put your tire here, turn this way, turn driver, turn passenger. If you've got a group, you might be able to tackle an obstacle that you normally wouldn't have even tried, whether it's because you knew if you got stuck, you didn't have any help, or you knew. I mean, I've turned around. I was doing the Alpine Loop, and I got to, I can't remember the part of the Alpine Loop. It's a really funny name, and I can't remember it right now. But I'd gotten pretty far, and the trail just kept getting rockier, and I was pretty sure the vehicle was capable of doing it. But being alone with no service, no one to help spot me on the rocks to make sure I wasn't going to hit something, I had to turn around and I wasn't able to overcome that obstacle. But if I'd had some friends, I might have been able to go further and do more than I thought I was capable of. That's doing those things. It's just neat. It does a lot internally to just kind of prepare you for other challenges. And that way, when you get back to your regular life, you've got that confidence from overcoming those challenges that now you can overcome some of the challenges that come up at home, whether it's the washer's gone out or someone in the house is sick or something goes wrong at work. You're used to looking at these things not as, oh no, what do I do? You're used to looking at them as, hey, this is an obstacle. I know how to go. I can fix this. I can get around this. I can get through it. Whatever it is, you're wiring your brain to solve problems, and it just does a lot, especially for me, for my mental health. That is a lot to be able to sit there and go, this isn't going to stop me. I can get through this, or I can get over this, or I can fix this. Whatever it is, it's nice to have that confidence. And some of that is, like I said, getting away. We all, when it comes to life, no matter how great your life is, I have a great wife, I have a great kid, I have a really good job, but sometimes you just kind of feel stuck in a rut and you want to go do something else. And the note I had written down was sometimes you need to go get stuck in a physical rut to get out of your rut kind of at home. Everyone's life, no matter how great it is, gets a little boring sometimes. And you need to get out and, go just do something different. So I like that little phrase, get stuck in a rut to get out of your rut. Let's see. The other thing I've noticed, and this is something people like to pick on younger generations on, but it definitely kind of affects all of us. And this part of what I'm going into was really inspired by a book I read recently. Well, audio book I listened to. Called the Comfort Crisis. As a species, as a whole, especially as Americans, I know most of y'all that are Americans that are watching this. I know I've got at least one Canadian viewer, so if that's you, hi to you. We're too comfortable when it comes to things. Now, we spend the majority of our life inside with artificial lights in a climate-controlled environment where we don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from, and we're just too comfortable. And that's not what we're built for. Our brains aren't wired to work that way. We're supposed to. We're made to wonder what are we doing next? What do I do? How do I fix this? We're made to go and find those problems and solve those problems. And at the end, because we're not always solving those problems, we get complacent. We get too comfortable. And then we don't appreciate how good we have it. People like to joke about camping and stuff, but we're going to go roughing it. Well, yeah, sometimes life's just too easy. And you need to make some kind of, artificially rough times to help you appreciate the good times you're having too. Maybe sometimes you need to. This was me last weekend. I went and froze my butt off sleeping in a tent when it was 20 something degrees out, and I don't have a diesel heater or anything. Yeah, I was freezing. But man, that next night when I got home in the house with the heat on, climbed in my big bed with my big blanket, oh, I appreciated it so much more than I had before. It's really hard to appreciate how good we have it if we don't occasionally get away from those comforts. And going back to the whole getting stuck in a rut thing, overlanding is just a great way. It kind of fits into all this, really, but overlanding is a great way to go out and just kind of reset. Whether it's giving your brain time to think things out, whether it's going and just getting out of your rut, whether it's going and overcoming some obstacles and just kind of building your confidence back up. Hell, like I said, great job. But sometimes, especially the last 2 weeks, it's been a rough job. It gets tiring, and you need to go and reset. Sometimes you're just tired of dealing with people. You need to go out and get away from everybody and give your brain and everything else just a time to reset, so you can go back and be a better you. I thought it was interesting. There's another book that I'm about to read. I picked it up. I hadn't read it yet. It talks about a Japanese thing where they will actually prescribe for people to go out, and they call it forest bathing. All right, that's the literal translation. It's basically to go out and be in nature. Please forgive me if I'm butchering this, but the Japanese term is Shinrin Yoku. Like I said, I might be butchering that. But they've done a lot of research studies on this, on the just kind of going out and the benefits of going out and being in nature. Some of the studies say it can reduce stress, which I think most of us could stand to have our stress reduced a little bit. They say it can actually boost your immune system, which kind of makes sense. You're going out, you're being exposed to different things your body's not, getting exposed to all the time. Your body learns how to fight off more little things, so your immune system gets a little better. Makes sense. And the one that I thought was really interesting, and I don't know if it goes back to the giving you time to think through things and kind of reset or not, but a lot of the studies said that going out and being exposed to nature can actually improve your cognitive function. It can make you think better. And I have to think that kind of goes back to you're resetting, you're getting away from those normal things, you're getting out of your rut. It actually makes you think better. It's just amazing that going out, being outside, makes things that much better. Let's see. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on when it came to the mental health and overlanding, um, it's kind of a silly part, so don't take this too serious. It's nice. You go outside, you get sunlight, gives you more vitamin D. It's just good for your overall health. And the final thing is, it's not really a mental health thing, but I guess it could be, positive self-body image kind of thing. There was a tanning salon like 20 years ago in the town where I went to college, and they had the funniest radio commercial. And me and my wife still joke about it to this day, 20 years later. I don't remember the exact way they worded the whole commercial. It was something like, well, you could spend the money to go to the gym, or you could come spend the money to come here and just lay in our tanning bed and tan. And they say, because tan fat looks better than pale fat. And as a slightly chunky guy, I agree. I love getting out in the summer, getting some sunshine, being outside. And I feel like I look better. My mental image of myself, I have a more positive self-body image when I have a little bit of a tan, when my sun lightens up a little bit my hair lightens up because of the sun. It's stupid, and it's vain, and it's useless, but maybe not really. If being in the sun, does these minor changes to my body, and it makes me feel better about myself, maybe it's not that stupid. Maybe there's something to it. I don't know. So I was almost done recording. I was packing all my stuff up and getting ready to head home, try to edit the video. And I remembered one last thing that I kind of forgot. I guess I didn't put it in my notes, but one of the last benefits of overlanding when it comes to mental health is it is an amazing way to connect with other people. I know I generally like to go out by myself, and I think a lot of y'all do too. But the other weekend when I went to the Rigs and Coffee thing and went to the camp out, I went camping with two people I had never met. They were complete strangers. I met them that morning at Rigs and Coffee. I really didn't even talk to them there. I mean, one of them, I didn't even learn his name until we got to the campsite. And just sitting around a campfire for a couple of hours, great way to get to know people. I don't, it's something about just sitting out in the dark around a fire where everyone's comfortable, maybe had a drink or two. You kind of you bring your shields down, you bring your walls down. You're more authentic. You might share a little more. You listen a little more. It's just another great way to connect with other people, which is in a weird way great for your own mental health. And just kind of just sharing and being around other people and realizing you're not the only weirdo that wants to go sit out in the cold in the dark for some reason when you've got a nice comfy house at home. Uh, Go be with your people. And if overlanding, if you started watching these and you've tried overlanding and it's not your thing, and that's fine. Go find your people. Go be with your people, because being with your people somehow just makes life better. So yeah, I know this is a lot of crazy talk. It's just something I thought I would share with y'all. But get out there, go outside, help do things to reduce your stress. And if overlanding doesn't do that for you, find something that does. We're too comfortable, we're stressed out, we got a whole bunch of issues. Take care of yourself. uh, I guarantee there's somebody that likes having you around. So just take care of yourself. And now that all that part's over, we hit 50 subscribers. We blew right by it, up to like 56 or something within a couple of days. It was awesome. So we are going to do the giveaway. I've got the Onyx 1-year premium membership gift card. It's on the way to my house right now. So in this video, I should have said something in the beginning, but in this video, leave a number 1 through 100 in the comments. Whatever number you want, just pick one though. Leave a number 1 through 100. At the end of next week, when next week's video comes out, I will do random number generator thing and pick the winner, and we'll get we'll mail the gift card out to you, or if you're local, I'll just bring it to you one way or the other. So just a quick reminder, you need to be subscribed to the channel, and then leave a comment on this video, number 1 through 100. Don't leave a number somebody else has already left. Obviously, I have one gift card I'm not giving away. You can't all pick the same number. But do that, and hopefully you'll get, 1 out of 50 is a really good chance to win it, and that's if everyone even puts a number in the comments. Let's see. But other than that, if you're watching this on YouTube, we also release the audio as a podcast. You can find the podcast wherever fine podcasts are found, at Stormcrow Overland. If you are listening to this as a podcast, you can find us on YouTube at Stormcrow Overland, and you can actually watch the video of this, of me awkwardly standing here in front of the camera and trying to talk about feelings and stuff when I really don't like to. And I guess that's really about it. It's kind of the thing I say at the end of every video. It kind of fits with this mental health stuff too, though. Sometimes you have to go out and get lost to find yourself. Thanks for watching.